I've made a huge mistake. I did another Patreon poll, put another dumb Hellraiser movie on it, and it won by a whopping 2 votes. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Hellraiser Revelations is one of those movies with a subtitle so generic you probably won't remember which movie it is. Then you look at the cover and go, oh yeah, it's that one. The first one to not feature Doug Bradley as Pinhead, but hey, at least you got to be in that stupid Wrong Turn movie instead. Now, there are a lot of things wrong with Revelations, but Uncle Fester is probably one of the best choices you could make if you can't get Doug Bradley. Okay, well, couldn't get Doug Bradley isn't exactly true. They did ask him, but he wasn't super interested when he saw the subpar script that they were not going to revise any further. And they were only really going to pay him enough to afford a couple of knockoff Lament configuration puzzle cubes. Puzzling. That's the story they tell us anyway for why the real Pinhead wasn't in this movie, but I'm pretty sure he just got held up by David Spade.
And you are...
Just let me in, or I'll tear your soul apart.
Okay, that attitude will not get you in any faster. If I were you, I'd just sit and be patient.
No.
Anyway, in Revelations, we got Pinhead played by 2 people. Stephen Smith Collins for the picture-y type stuff, and he was dubbed over by Fred Tatasciore. That means he's gotta be twice as good, right?
No.
Some promo materials and blurbs around this movie link Clive Barker's name to it, despite him having no involvement with the series since the second movie, and he was slightly less than thrilled. This prompted some rather nice tweets with him stating that this movie was no child of mine, and that it wasn't even from his butthole. So, this is a good movie then? Kinda interestingly, and possibly brought about by Clive's super endorsement, later versions of the trailer removed the inspired by Clive Barker's horror classic text.
This is gonna be an epic journey. This is gonna be an epic journey.
And while a lot of the time a subtitle like Revelations has pretty much nothing to do with anything, in this case I believe the revelation it's speaking of was the fact they had to make this garbage movie really quick so they didn't lose the Hellraiser rights. They apparently shot this loose-term movie in 11 days, and the entire production time was only about 3 weeks. But the rush was justified really, so that Dimension Films and the Weinstein Company could hold on to this horror franchise that they clearly cared so much about. And this is clearly the most controversial thing that company's ever been involved with. On the, plus side, this, the 9th Hellraiser movie, was the first one to actually begin life as a Hellraiser movie instead of being an unrelated script later altered since the 4th one. And that totally makes up for the shaky cam crap presentation. Cool, so this will be a regular 5 across the eyes, which incidentally is my preferred method for watching this film. Rev-to-the-lations really grabs you from the beginning with the temp-text-looking title and then hitting you with extra shaky footage from the camera of the 2 main douche-tagonists.
The plan is to get your dick wet.
Why didn't Doug Bradley like this script?
I swear I won't tell your mother, or Emma. We're about to get laid.
Emma is this guy's sister, by the way, and he's totally all for Nico, who's her boyfriend, cheating on her. Just over the 1 minute mark in, and you've already made me not care in the slightest what happens to these 2 bozos. Very impressive movie.
This is gonna be an epic journey.
Say no one ever.
My name is Nico Bradley.
Well, I'm sure Doug Bradley is thrilled to be referenced in the crappy production he turned down.
And this is my best friend, Stephen Craven.
Ooh, Wes Craven also got the rub from Remrelations.
The Mexican border?
Go!
The next thing we see is the 2 asswipes have had their car stolen. Good. And what else do you do when you've lost your ride but film your buddy solving the easiest puzzle box in the universe? Maybe they thought Pinhead would show up in the Pinmobile. Unfortunately, it seems Pinhead had a Flanagan somehow and just shows up on foot.
Just get the fuck out of here.
No.
Pinhead with the ultimate comeback!
No.
That right there is genuinely my favorite part of this movie. You think there's gonna be more to it, but no.
Damn it to Hellraiser, other one. I told you not to cosplay as me. Take those pins out of your head immediately. No. Well, that shuts me down. We are the light in the darkness. And we are the shaky in your cam. Yes, we are the heart of Springfield.
Cut to Mama Craven watching this subpar Pinhead introduction off the camera, shedding a tear that hasn't been uploaded to YouTube yet so that she could give it a thumbs down. The Bradleys come over to hang out with the Cravens, presumably to celebrate losing their horrible sons.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mama and Papa Bradley also apparently had their son Nico at the ages of 2 and 7. I've heard of having children too soon, but this is ridiculous!
Emma, please.
What, please forget that I had a brother? Please forget that my boyfriend disappeared with him?
No, honey, we'd never ask you to forget old Bert and Ernie. It's just that we don't care that much that they're gone.
You know, I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about it now.
Because I'm mildly perturbed about these supposedly close people to me disappearing.
I mean, you hired a PI, right? What is on that video camera?
Shut up!
I don't want anyone to know about your brother's horrible photography! We see Pinhead just kinda hanging out, listening to the mild family squabbles at the dinner table, which is a brilliant reflection of how bored the audience is with the scene as well. My brother and boyfriend are probably dead.
There is no better buzz than a tequila buzz.
Oh, that's why Mom didn't want me watching this. It sucks. Anyway, the Brothers Dim are apparently at the hottest chain-link fence and rusty valve nightclub in all of Mexico. Who wouldn't drive across the border for this? And this movie does accurately portray how charmed most women would be by two drunken bozos stumbling over to them with a camera and speaking in a language they don't understand.
What's your name? Nemo.
Pinhead, where are you? I'll even take your discount Mexican equivalent. Like most bars do, these two have been given the entire bottle to spill around the joint. Oh, charming.
That's my girlfriend, dude. You always do this to me, Nico.
I saw my sister first too, and then you got with her. Wow, are you really gonna tape over this? Anyway, we find out that Nico's apparently the worst lay ever, and we level up these two's douche meters as they decide to run away.
Who knows what that video means? I mean, the cops couldn't even figure it out.
But at least we figured out how little we care about any of this.
Can we just remember them the way they were?
Annoying douche bros who possibly murdered a woman? Steven jump scares back home, which is really unfortunate because I'd hoped he is dead already. But at least his mom is just overjoyed to see that he's still alive.
I don't think this is his blood.
Blood! Hope this is not Steven's blood. Actually, I don't care.
Phone's not working Wednesday.
Oh no! Pinhead cut the phone lines. Pinhead also jacked their vehicles. Man, they're gonna have to start calling him Prankhead.
I'm supposed to love puzzles, not pranks. Worst Pinhead ever.
Where's my son? Where is he? Is he with you?
Oh yeah, I got him right here in my pocket. Just a sec.
We just gotta keep him stabilized. Get some fluids into him. You really think someone's out there?
No, I think the vehicles just left on their own. Aw, how cute. I guess it was bring your kid to work day in hell.
Look, I brought you some garbage I found on the ground. Are you proud of me, Pops?
No.
Oh, how nice. Pinhead got to nail someone in this movie, too.
I don't care what anyone says. This hurts.
Yeah, I was really thinking I needed to see Pinhead's O face.
What you got there, Em?
Everything's as casual as ever around here.
It is almost time.
For the movie to end?
They're coming. That vagrant called the Cenobites.
Who are the Cenobites?
Those creatures that just keep having new forms every generation.
Gotta catch 'em all, Cenobites!
Good times.
That's a decent sum up so far. Anyway, we still have to answer the pressing question of how the double douches got the puzzle box in the first place, and the stunning revelation is a bum gave it to them in a club.
Put it away! Haven't you done enough shit for one trip? In a word, no.
No.
Like anyone who gets a gift from a random bum, Nico has Steven film him while he plays with it. Do I really care that that just happened to such a lovely asshat?
No.
Thank you for that.
We didn't know it at the time, but this was the greatest summer vacation of our lives.
Where's Nico? Did he come back?
I don't know.
You want to try that again, but good? One thing I can give this movie is that it at least has a victim of the puzzle box skinned and needing someone to bring them victims to resurrect them, sorta. Not that we need to see that in every movie, but it's been a while. Though I don't know how Steven just somehow knew to start doing this before being told. Maybe he was just turning into a murderer anyway.
So, Cenobite, it says here, a member of a religious group living together in a monastic community.
What?
Cenobite. It's a word Steven said, and I'd never heard it before, so I looked it up.
I know this was a rush production, but there must have been some poor direction going on to make everyone sound like they just got out of bed.
Steven?
Uh-huh.
Why did you go?
Lots of reasons.
And Nico?
Same. But he never stopped thinking about you.
Especially while banging anyone he could, which you seem to have forgotten about.
Though it has been like an hour or so since Emma found that out, so she's over it. She's far more into Papa Bradley now. Oh wait, no, she's way more into her brother now. I don't know. More nonsense occurs as the magic puzzle bum shows up and does a little Papa Bradley slicing.
Boo-faced!
Glad we had that Emma Papa Bradley flirting going on. That sure went nowhere. Speaking of, that's the end of Magic Puzzle Bum too. I thought maybe he's going to be revealed as Pinhead or something at the end, like when Pinhead cosplayed as psychiatrist James Raymar in Inferno, but...
No.
Steven then reveals he's evil. I mean to his family, aka the only doofuses on the planet who didn't know that yet, and shoots his dad and says they did everything because they were bored. In this movie? No.
Eating the same food day in and day out for the next 50 years.
It doesn't have to be that way. You'll understand when you have your own children.
I know you shot me, son, but you're still gonna settle down and have kids, right?
In another flashback, we see Steven is about to kill another hooker for Nico, but gasp, she has a baby, so he's not gonna murder her. Such standards that Steven has. Steven has apparently hit his murder limit, so now Nico skins him. Yup, the twist is this has been Nico the whole time. That might mean something if they both weren't horrible people anyway. But even though Nico has been in Steven's skin, they still had Nico's actor play Pinhead Jr. for no other reason than throwing people off, I guess. Pinhead Jr. was really Steven. This changes everything. And this means Nico has been having Steven-based flashbacks, so there's some more nonsense for you. I guess, though, that explains why Steven was into Emma in that one earlier scene, though not so much why she was into him. At this point, the movie just stops dead for a while as Stiko's speeches about being an idiot drops a non-bomb that his mother is sleeping with Papa Craven, which affects the story none, really.
You have a darkness that rivals my own, Nico.
Wow! That really makes you a lot lamer that you just said that, Pinhead.
That's right, I'm just slightly darker than a brooding douche bro.
What a shock that I said no to this movie.
Now you will come with us.
No. I called you here. I called you to trade her for me.
No, nobody says no to me. I say no.
Trade? No.
He's really living up to the name No Head. One other point I'll give this movie is knockoff Pinhead isn't interested in Emma, despite her being the one who opened the box because she was coerced into doing it by Stiko. So they're about to leave with him and everything's gonna be sorta okay, until...
Our appetite was sated. Now there is a deficit of flesh.
No, please take me.
No.
No. This Pinhead says no more than a special edition Darth Vader. They decide to hook up with Mama Craven, who gives the reaction of, she just lost a $5 bill and is kind of bummed about it. Wait a second, this has been a stupid movie the entire time. Wow, you can hardly tell that there's very little thought put into this. Like I mentioned, since this was actually written from the beginning as a Hellraiser, there's a few Hellraiser elements that show up here that haven't for a while in these films, but it's not done entertainingly in the slightest. Everyone in the cast just seems like they didn't get enough sleep the night before, which is entirely possible considering how quickly they crap this thing out. You keep waiting for this movie to finally wake up, then it drifts off even further as almost the entire last act takes place in this living room. And overall, I'd say about 70% of this movie does just take place in this one room. There's no gravitas at all to this version of Pinhead. He's just an eavesdropper who seems to have self-esteem issues, so he makes new Cenobites that look like bootleg him. And he's already bootleg Pinhead. Anyway, playing with this knockoff puzzle box is a good idea. Bootleg Pinhead, you get out of here and go home.
No.
Alright, fine. You want to stay and do these puzzles with me?
No.
Really? That's all it took?
I don't like this movie, doesn't look too friendly. This bootleg is so fake, that toy is gonna break. Phelous, don't let me down, you need to be around. Grab that chocolate pizza, I even like because I want.
Phelous, oh Phelous, bring on mortal comedy. Phelous, oh Phelous, an animation movie. Phelous, oh Phelous, what really is so fun? Phelous, oh Phelous, what's your opinion about?
I went over this with you. Pinhead loves puzzles.
No.
I hate you so much.